My mom revealed that she hates my girlfriend right after I started ring shopping.
Not the most opportune time. Say that earlier, I guess.
Yeah.
Or not at all.
Yeah. So, my girlfriend and I, 24 male, have been together for 5.5 years. We're getting ready to graduate professional school and finally join all of our friends in the working world. I feel like it's the right time to ask her to marry me. A few weeks back, I told my parents this, and they expressed excitement. By the way, this comes from throwaway572-6497. And if you want to send in your own story, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit and send it in. Fast forward to this morning when my girlfriend was sitting on my parents' couch and asked if I could refill her coffee as I was already heading into the kitchen. My mom says, "You know, you can say no, right?" in an incredibly rude manner. I'm flabbergasted, and I can tell that my girlfriend is too. She has never once been rude to her and has always come across as sweet and welcoming.
Well, maybe she realizes now, like, they're coming to the gates, they're storming the gates, it's about to be cemented, there's no turning back. She's like, all right, I gotta get this girl that I've been hating for all this time out of my son's face.
It's fine when they're like over on the horizon, across the hills. I can't see them. But
now they're at the castle gates trying to barge on in and steal your little boy, your prized possessions, your family jewels.
Give me the child!
Tear down the walls. Now, I let her roll off my shoulder, maybe thinking that she was just having a bad day. My mom was looking over some plans that she has for a new house renovation and asked if she had shown my girlfriend the new tabletop that she had picked out, which was a very cool wood slab that I know my girlfriend would love. She snaps, "Oh, she's not interested in that." My girlfriend responds that she'd love to see it, and after a sigh, my mom begrudgingly shows her these plans. My girlfriend picks up the hint that apparently she isn't welcome anymore and gets in a hurry to leave. She has to say an awkward goodbye, made worse by my mother being cold and acting like she isn't interested in giving her the normal goodbye hug that she usually does. My girlfriend is even more uncomfortable and rushes through saying goodbye to me right before we won't see each other for the next 5 weeks. We already attend different schools an hour apart, and she has a month-long internship 12 hours away starting next week. My goodness, that's distance. So my dad, 58 male, leaves, and I kind of cornered my mom and confronted her about her behavior.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing here? Why are you doing this?
And it's a switch up. Like, I don't know what's
like
going
you've
on.
been great for so many years. Now suddenly that we're getting married, you're going ape bananas.
What's the dill? Pickle?
What's the dill?
And saying that she's never acted like this before and that she had expressed excitement that my girlfriend will be joining our family in not too long. So what gives? My mom proceeds to tell me that she feels like my girlfriend is incredibly jealous and tries to alienate me from my friends. Her evidence is that I no longer spend time with these two girls I've known since elementary school.
Do those elementary school girls still want you?
That's the question. Who I reconnected with in college. Also, a couple of years ago, we went to a party where my cousin and his friend were also there, and I said that it would be awkward if I just walked into their group. Awkward. The cousin, he and I are on good terms, talk whenever we see each other, and just made plans to hang out soon. His friends, not so much. Very different group with very different interests than me, never associated with each other much, even when we went to the same high school together. On the other girls, more than likely the real reason she's upset. I've known them forever, went through 1st through 8th grade with them. Our moms are close friends. We didn't hang out much after freshman year of high school since we went to different schools. We attended the same university where I met my girlfriend and hung out pretty frequently for a while. Since graduating, we've grown apart and hadn't seen each other for almost 2 years until we went to a college friend's wedding last night. We were friendly, hugged, and said it's been too long, caught up, the whole 9 yards. My girlfriend was involved too, and it was all super friendly. The incident regarding the grudge. So for my 21st birthday, my girlfriend organized a big party and offered to be the designated driver to everyone. She hadn't even turned 21 yet, and all that great stuff. She made me some neat wall arts, and since we were just a couple of broke college kids, the girls in question were invited and gave me a huge personalized adult soda pong table that they worked on together and their dad made.
Wow.
That's a pretty, that's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
That's a big gift. My girlfriend was upset that they didn't mention this to her and was definitely jealous at the time. I promised not to tell them, got wasted at the bar with my friends, and told one of them how my girlfriend felt. Ooh. I effed it big time, and I betrayed her trust. I owned up to it the next day when I realized what had happened, and we worked through it. Had a little falling out with the girls. My girlfriend was mortified, and things were awkward for a bit, but we still hung out in a big group after my girlfriend insisted that we shouldn't lose our friendship over this. Cue graduation and growing apart, thinking everyone had gotten over it. This specific incident was brought up when I confronted my mother, and I told her that this was years ago, and I thought that we had all moved on, that my girlfriend actively encouraged us to hang out, but the friend group just dissolved naturally. She's still insistent on this, and that other people and even my dad feel the same way. Small town, everyone talks.
Wait, everyone is talking crap about the girlfriend? And have better things to do?
From, by the way, this incident that happened like 3 to 4 years ago, and it's like such a...
Also, friend groups naturally change and evolve. Like, it's not necessarily any one incident or any one thing. Like, sometimes
they graduated.
People grow. Yeah. And
that is like the most like, it just happens.
You're at different points in your life, you know?
Sorry, you just said graduation.
God dang it. Oh, God.
Did you see your boy's new merch?
Not my boy. Not my merch. And how long do I have to say this, okay? The password's been changed. Riley doesn't know what it is now. Anyways.
New computer or old one?
The new computer.
Yeah.
Anyways, I do need to change that old one. I keep saying that. Anyways. So she sidetracks the conversation and runs away, never has done well with any confrontation. I asked my dad later if he had qualms with my girlfriend, and he said no, that maybe she had a small jealous streak, but that my mom does too, and it wasn't anything that he was concerned about. He said it's 100% what I want. I'm a grown man, and who I want to marry is up to me.
True. Good advice.
Seems good, but I have a...
But you think there's like something under the hood right there.
Yeah. The fact that the whole town's still talking about this 3 years later for like a small... It's very weird. Very weird. The problem is I still love my parents and wish we could be closer. It's hard since I moved out 8 years ago and have always lived at least 2 hours away. I want to be a tight-knit family, but logistically, it's been very hard. Between splitting time with her family, who honestly gets the short end of the stick most of the time, mine, multiple friend groups, and not seeing each other during the week, and obviously wanting a little time to ourselves, we are spread very thin. Not really sure how to proceed, but this really feels like it comes down to my mom and I needing to hash this out. Of course, she ran away to a neighbor's pool after escaping our previous conversation.
What
is with this mom?
Why also, of course? Like, that's a wild place to run to. A neighbor's pool? I've never heard that.
Tell me if I'm reading this right. My guess is that this small town has this just like weird culture and things like, oh, for some reason, mom always goes to the neighbor's pool. People bring up random friend groups, beefs.
Yeah,
3 years.
I mean, there's nothing else to talk about over there, I guess.
I guess so. Like, this is just such a strange, like, everyone is involved in this weird dynamic, it seems. Apologies for the wall of text, but would appreciate hearing some outside opinions. Am I the a-hole? Well, first question, is OP the a-hole? I think an absolute no.
No, definitely not.
He seems to be the only same one in this.
But surrounded by just crazies. I mean, I would go crazy if I had all these people just talking crap around me.
It feels like the movie Don't Worry, Darling, where all this crazy stuff is happening. Someone with Scarlett Johansson and Harry Styles.
Oh,
but all this crazy stuff's happening in this town, and everyone's like, don't notice it. You're the crazy one. You're going crazy.
Is it a horror movie?
It's a thriller. It's kind of scary.
That does feel like this town. I remember seeing the commercials, but I didn't see it. What do we think OP should do here?
I mean, like, I don't know if are we at timeout for the mom yet?
I think before timeout, we need to have a real one-on-one sit down and be like, or like tell the mom, hey, we really need to like sit down and talk about this. And I want to hear like your perspective and start there. Because I feel like we're not getting the full.
And maybe there was some stuff that happened, 3 years ago that the mom doesn't fully comprehend or something, that she's blowing out of proportion, or maybe she got like improper information through the mom grapevine. Or something like that. I'm not convinced that everyone has perfect information here.
I agree. And also low-key conspiracy theory, I think that the mom maybe wanted OP to marry one of those
girls. It
was like friend's kid.
Hey,
it was like, an arranged marriage.
We've known her. I'm friends with the mom. I want to keep this fun little thing going.
Group. Yep.
This is what I want. I'm the mom.
I can see that.
And now that he's getting married, it's like, oh, he's really not going to
I could for sure see that.
Let's
see what actually happens.
And it's Florence Pugh. My bad.
That's the movie?
That's the actress in the movie.
That's the actress. There we go. We got the real data, ladies and gentlemen.
Can OP move out of the town?
Hopefully. I don't know if that's like a perfect option.
I don't know.
It sounds like the whole town would riot at that point.
Yeah, it's like, you must stay with us. Live with us forever.
Well, Let's find out. Update. Both parents are making the trip tonight to talk about this with us. Thank you all for your thoughts. I really appreciate them. Sorry if I haven't been able to get to everyone's questions. I will update again after I sort this out. We got some relevant comments.
Let's hear it.
And real quick, also from Bethany, there must be nothing going on in this town for something like OP having a spat of jealousy being the topic forever. That is absolutely true. And this feels like you're not good enough for my son vibes, and it's so weird. Bethany, spitting facts. On to these relevant comments here. Commenter number 1 says, if you speak with your parents, which I would personally cancel as it sends the message that they have a voice in your and your girlfriend's relationship, this isn't the message you want to send. You should not speak with your parents. First, you're an adult. You make your own decisions, including who you want to marry.
Agreed on that.
Agreed on that. Your father recognizes this. Your mom is just going to have to accept it. She gets on board or she'll be seeing less of you. FDW. Future dear wife and any future children you may have. They got to get used to it. Second, what occurs in your and your girlfriend's relationship stays between you and her. Third, you put your parents, especially your mother, on an information diet. They don't need to know everything about your finances, job, opportunities, looking for your first home, etc. You share the wonderful news after the fact. Lastly, when your mother's behavior towards your girlfriend is rude, disrespectful, or hateful, you step in and say, don't speak to my future wife like that. Girlfriend, it's time to go. Your mother needs to know that your girlfriend is your priority and you have her back. Your mother is holding a grudge against your girlfriend from 3 years ago for a situation that didn't even involve her. It's childish. If she brings it up again, tell her so. Just really quickly, I mean, I think OP should still sit down with them just to again, it's communication. Yes, they might be being childish, but I think
well,
OP
it's kind of like
to...
whenever you put a barrier up or you put an information diet up, I think having that line of communication to say, hey, this is the behavior that I want from this relationship. And they might totally just not change at all, but at least making known what you want could potentially make that relationship better, or at least give them the opportunity to change.
I think the communication can't hurt, especially at this point.
Yeah.
Especially. Comment number 2. Who cares what your mother says, especially if you don't have a very special, trusting relationship with her? Seriously, you're grown. You make the decision you think is right. Done. I cringed so hard about that adult soda pong table, though. Ooh, you effed up. But I guess it's proof that your girlfriend is normal and human, but is also reasonable and kind. Opie said, yeah, I effed up big time on that one. No doubt about it. A commenter number 3 says, yeah, your mom is jealous. And this is going to sound weird. Are you leading her on? You talked about wanting the close-knit family and wanting to spend time with your parents. Is it possible your mom has latched onto that and sees your girlfriend as competition for your time and attention? Something is amiss. Your mom is being a knucklehead to your girlfriend and isn't being honest with you or herself about why. You know how you handle this will set the time for your potential marriage. Good luck, OP. To which OP responds, I didn't really think I was leading her on at all. I do want those things, but the reality is if my school/life situation is just that I can't be around very often. Don't even make it back for good friends often unless there's a big event happening. She may very well see her as competition on some level.
I don't know if it's competition. I mean, yes, it's probably a little bit of competition, but I think it's more like you're choosing someone who I don't approve of. And there's these 2 girls that are within the family gossip circle that would have been better for you. That's what I'm feeling a little bit more.
Yeah, you're not doing what mom wants, what mom has ordained. And now she's not happy and gossiping. She's going to get the whole town with her pitchforks at your doorstep, my friend. But we have an update. Let's see if the mom shows up.
Let's hit it.
Since my first post gained some traction, I thought I'd give you all an update. So I did it. I told my mom I wanted to talk to her. She tried to avoid it and say that she wanted to talk in person. You know what? Whatever. Sure, that's fine. But it has to be one of 2 days this week. She says, okay, then later plans to come down the next day. So my mom comes into town and just so happened to be the same day that my girlfriend left for her month-long internship. Went out to see my girlfriend and ended up keeping mom waiting. Not really on purpose though. We talked later that evening and I told her in no uncertain terms that girlfriend is my #1 priority moving forward and that how she responds to that will determine how close we can be as a family.
All right.
Okay, yeah. That I couldn't accept any further rudeness. Basically, just put my foot down, as many of you lovely commenters suggested. Fast forward 1 month, girlfriend and I have been communicating, but it is strained. Things just aren't the same, and the distance in our schedules are not helping.
Well, yeah, I mean, not only are you guys going to be, you're doing a long distance relationship, that's hard enough, but having your families at each other's throats, or at least not your families, but your mom, that's going to put a lot of strain on already a strained situation. That's going to be hard.
It's not looking good right now. We have a lot more story left, but I'm a little worried.
I'm a little worried too. I'm a little worried.
Things just aren't the same, and the distance between our schedules aren't helping. I got off early today, and I was thinking I'd surprise her by calling her so she would have someone to talk to for a little bit on the long drive home. Things were very awkward, but we planned on getting together this week to celebrate my birthday. Then a few hours later, she calls and said now that she had really had time to think about it, she doesn't know if she could ever feel comfortable around my mother again and just felt betrayed. She felt disappointed in how I handled the situation by not putting my foot down earlier in the week when this all happened and let my mother dictate when we would talk about it. Still had some reservations about the other strains on our relationships from the past as well. And now it's all over.
What?
What?
No way.
5.5 years
No.
down the drain.
No.
And I've lost my very best friend.
Oh.
What?
Oh, that's tough.
Usually I'm
That's
excited
tough.
about having correct predictions. Today, not one of those days.
That one's rough.
Not one of those days. I'm completely devastated and I just blame myself. And sorry, I don't have happier ending for you all, which by the way, this is literally not even halfway done with this story. So
There's a chance.
there's a
There's
chance.
a chance to get back together. But also, you just the long distance situation is already hard. It's just like we said before, you're having multiple things sabotaging this relationship right now. Peyton's asking for a little TLDR right now.
Yeah, so basically, OP and what was his girlfriend had been dating for 5.5 years. Things seemed going good. He was going to get the ring. All of a sudden, mom is super rude and basically says, oh, this little thing that happened 3 years ago, I'm still mad about it. Really
and what
weird.
was that thing again?
Basically, two of his childhood friends made this big grand gift for his 21st. And the girlfriend was jealous. He told them the girlfriend was jealous. It was a spat. OP shouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
But OP thought that was all behind him, but mom is like, no, this is
Well, the mom
bothering
took
me.
that as OP's girlfriend putting a wedge between OP and his friends. And I think
Yes.
the mom's probably thinking, at what point is she going to put a wedge between me and my son?
Yes, and maybe she wants him
Who's
to marry the
next?
childhood friends.
Who's next?
So many things. The whole town seems in on it. And basically, all of that pressure caused OP and the girlfriend to break up. And that's where we're at.
Okay.
And we have these relevant comments here. Commenter number 1 says, can I give you some tough love? Your mom didn't ruin your relationship. You did.
Ooh.
You had the chance to be the one that sets the guides on how you grow the relationship between your partner and your parents, including limiting or adding boundaries if they don't get along, but you chose not to do that. A little unfair, but we'll comment more in a sec. My mother-in-law sounds a lot like your mom, but my husband knows how to balance this extended family with our nuclear one. He cushions our relationship and is in charge of maintaining the connection we have with her as a grandmother, Skype calls, Mother's Day planning, etc. Granted, it wasn't easy to get this into place, but he and I have worked as a team to figure this out, and I feel like I have a decent relationship with her as a result. I would advise you to consider this a chance to really figure out what you want from a wife and partner. It's totally fine to want someone who gets along with your mom and perhaps is even someone local so you don't feel so stretched out between family and friends, but I think you will miss the opportunity to find a partner for yourself if you don't take this opportunity to reflect on how your choices got you here. You deserve to have that love in your life. Take a breath, cry a little, regroup, and find your path. Really quick before OP responds, I think that's a little unfair just because OP did eventually, and not that long after, sat the mom down, put his foot down, set the boundaries, but I guess to the girlfriend, she just felt it was a little too late, and she felt that dynamic was forever changed, which, in fairness, if that's how she feels,
Yeah,
what can you do?
I think she probably feels it's a little bit, a little too late, and almost like you did this with my prompting instead of doing it just by yourself.
And perhaps even to OP, this was more of a surprise. Perhaps to girlfriend, it was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
Could have been. So OP says, responding to that, the reality of my situation is that I'll likely be away from my hometown for the next 7 to 10 years due to my future career. I'm in medical school. I know that I could have handled this much better, and this is a singular event, didn't cause it. It was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Shout out to me saying that 2 seconds ago. I accept the ultimate responsibility for this folly, which just makes it that much worse. Commenter number 2 says, wait, I feel like I'm missing something. I looked at the prior story here. Your mother was rude for one night. You immediately confronted her and she revealed she had a grudge against her girlfriend. How is this your fault and your girlfriend blames you? Dude, I hate to put it this way, but I think this wouldn't have worked anyways. Your mom was a butt, but pretty minor rudeness isn't really we need to break up material after 5 years together. The truth is probably that your girlfriend couldn't handle the physical distance.
Yeah.
And this is just the excuse that she is going with.
I mean, that's true too. I mean, having a long distance girlfriend, that is tough.
Yeah, at that age.
That age.
It's a good call out. And it seems like the whole town is against you.
Yeah.
kind of a lot.
Dude, you never had a chance.
Oh, man. Riley, I feel like this is what might happen if you had stayed in your hometown.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, absolutely, dude.
Now, you should go on a long walk with your mom, though. She needs to see you as a separate person and be able to understand that in the future, your significant other will be your priority. Drop some clear boundaries for her so she knows what you consider to be the boundary line. If she has considerations, listen and decide if they're reasonable. For example, my mother-in-law turned out to have a fear that I would bar my significant other from visiting. Once that fear was addressed, it made her much less hostile overall. Aggression that had nothing to do with visiting ceased, and I would have never thought that it was connected. Anyways, good luck with all of this. OP response. To be fair, I didn't completely put my foot down from the get-go and let my mom dictate the terms of the boundary setting conversation that we had. I thought I made a point when I blew off my mom on her time to spend it with my girlfriend before I left, but it was too little too late. It isn't like we've had a perfect relationship up until now, but it's always something that we could work through. This, however, was just the final straw. We are about to get into update 2. We are just about halfway through the story. Do we think at this point there's any hope of reconnecting and getting back together? Any hope?
Oh yeah, a grand gesture of romance would definitely make this come back together. Come on,
I don't
5.5
think so.
years?
I don't think so, dude.
You don't think so?
You know what I think this development's going to be? I think she was
What?
cheating. That's what I think the development's going to be. Or
Okay.
she already has another man's.
She monkey branched.
Dude, she monkey brain. I think he tries to do a grand gesture and then it's like outside her medical school dorm or where is she? She's not in medical school. Where is she? What's she doing? Outside of
She
whatever.
said some internship. I think probably
Yeah,
medical
outside of her internship with flowers, and she walks out smooching a new guy at her internship.
related.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Let's put up a poll as a tiebreaker. Get back together or nah?
Nah.
I'm very curious. Riley thinks it's a chance. I'm curious.
It's a chance.
I'm
Remember
curious to
your
see what happens.
friend? Well, I guess this is a horrible example, but remember your friend that went to New York to, make something happen? Remember the guy that died in a helicopter? That basketball player?
Yes.
The one that has the same name?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I mean, let's just say it worked out, though. I would use that example, but I can't. That's
yeah, it didn't work out. It didn't work out.
I know.
Guys, give Riley points for trying, y'all.
Dang it.
Last F of the day.
What was the poll? Get back together or?
Back together or nah? Whichever's better. You got
John,
it.
we're going to get back to the story, but I got to tell you, I've been loving these pearls that I got in Colombia.
You are a delicious beaded man now.
I do feel more confident at the very least, but I think these pearls pale in the amount of confidence an OK Storytime membership can get you.
That's right. You get 60 plus hours a month of exclusive live stream content. That's advice that'll make you the best version of yourself.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Crack open that oyster and get the blues. But let's get back to the story. Update number 2. So, me again, folks. Apologies. Some of you may think that I'm just a karma witch at this point. So I fought as hard as I know how. And I asked her if it was okay if I stopped by this evening after getting off work. And she said yes.
Grand gesture alert.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Went to a florist, grabbed the largest bunch of her favorite flowers.
Bruh, did I not call it?
Well, also, you said they're not getting back together.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I said he would come and get with it like a bunch of flowers and she would already be seeing someone.
He would still, oh.
That's what I said.
You did say that.
Let the record show.
That is true. We have the tape. I drove 2 hours ready to pour my heart and soul out.
Oh, dude, he's
I
going to
can't.
get absolutely smacked down.
I get there and I tell her about how she means everything to me and that I want to put the work in and do whatever it takes for us to move forward together.
You're screwed. You're done.
Kimberly Fine says, did he bring luggage?
Oh, did he? Oh, wow. That's a callback.
That's a great callback, Kimberly Fine.
Did he bring
Hashtag team
luggage?
no bags. We're bringing it back.
He is, dude, so rough.
No bags. But bro brought bags, though. Bro brought bags. That I'm so incredibly sorry that I let her down, but I'm committed to be better and that I choose her over anyone else and that she is my very best friend.
Oh, dude, I'm ready for the clap back. Come on.
And it didn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, OP. I'm sorry. That really sucks, but I was right though. Let's go.
Dang it.
I was right though.
When you're so right, but it's so wrong. But it's so great. She reiterated that she can't be a reason to split up my family and that even if it wasn't her fault, she would always feel guilty. That there's been other times where I haven't fought hard enough for her over our relationship and that she shouldn't have to tell me what to do to make me care even more. Shout out to what Sam said earlier. That I led her along thinking everything was great and that I was proposing to her in the near future, and I was, but she feels like I was too easily dissuaded, and most importantly, that she doesn't have the emotional energy anymore to fight, and that she feels like up until now, she's always done all of the fighting. I tried to show her how I've changed, that I put my foot down on my mother, and that I was here now actively fighting for our relationship, that going forward, I would continue to do so, but for the first time in forever, she was decisive, and nothing I could do would budge her.
Called it. I'm still waiting for the boy toy that she's been hiding. I think there's something.
Well, 70%.
Something scurrying around the corner.
73% of you guys
Said
agree
no.
with it.
73% said no.
I mean,
You
listen,
know.
you guys are looking right.
You know what's up.
Sam
You know
is like
what's up.
4 for 4 right now, guys. If you're keeping track, editor, give him a
Scoreboard. Scoreboard.
It hurts so much more because there's still so much love here. I was so ready to continue to improve myself as a partner in light of all of this, but now that I have, she just feels like she can't anymore. Too little, too late.
Sounds like someone really smart earlier. Sounds like someone really smart earlier said that.
Called it and
Yeah.
was maybe
Super
very enthusiastic about the
big brain, Stephen Hawking size brain.
predicted the very tragic downfall of your relationship. May or may not have celebrated.
Always right.
Yes. I've already signed up for therapy. I will still continue to hold my mother to the same expectations going forward. Maybe time will change something in my now ex, but I know that it likely won't. In the meantime, I'll just try to grow as a person. Not really looking for advice, just giving you all some finality to the story.
It's not over, right?
No, it's
There's
not.
a chunk, dude.
There's a chunk.
Just you wait.
There's a chunk.
Just you wait. There's something coming.
Ooh. Quick edit. Now, her mom just texted me saying that she didn't want to meddle, but she knows her daughter still loves me and needs time to heal. Whoa! Future mommy-in-law stepping in. Dang it, you guys, as if this wasn't hard enough. More willing to take advice now. Quick edit number 2, copied a comment of mine. So there is a fundamental flaw with a lot of the comments here. So many people are jumping on the whole, your mother has been sneaking around and being mean to your ex-girlfriend, and you only have now noticed it. I just want to clear the air and say that this is absolutely not true. She really loved my mom and felt the love in return. This came out of left field for both of us. Now, this is not me saying that I'm not at fault here. I should have made more of an effort during hard times, even before this whole debacle occurred. I shouldn't have let my mother dictate any terms how the conversation where I put my foot down. I accept total responsibility for all of those things. I'm hurt because before she left, we decided that we would work through this together with the expectation that I would continue to make good on setting boundaries for my mother, and that under no uncertain terms that I would now have my exes back in the future.
But then she met Chad and Brad at the internship.
Not two. But when she came back, she had obviously had time to think and changed her mind while I had been following through on everything that we had already agreed upon. I understand why she's made this choice. I really do. I didn't live up to her expectations repeatedly, and she hit a breaking point. I'm just so disappointed in myself that I couldn't be the man she hoped I could be when she needed me to be it.
Dang.
Dude, OP's
Ouch.
putting too much of this burden on him. I think she simply didn't want to do the distance, and Chad and Brad are chatting her up.
Yeah, it's like just one of those situations where, yes, OP is just absolutely trying his best and putting his best foot forward, but she just doesn't align with wanting to stay in the relationship. It's just not necessarily just because of him. I think it's all of the factors all combined. She's like she said,
And
I
he's
don't have the
putting
energy
all the
anymore.
blame on him.
Yeah.
Like he's like, come on, like lift some of that off your shoulders.
Yeah. Like, forgive yourself.
Forgive yourself.
And I truly don't think he did that bad of a
much
job.
wrong.
He did.
Yeah, yeah.
He grew.
He grew.
He grew.
Which is all
and-
we ever ask
Which
of
is all we ever
anyone
ask.
in these stories, just to grow.
And quite honestly, more than we see a lot of.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just
He
saying.
grows and he shows.
Oh, God. That spine is strong. Now, onto some comments. Commenter number 1 says, I honestly don't think this has to do with your mother anymore. It sounds like you had a pattern of disrespecting your ex, and she checked out a while ago. It's strange to me that your mother knows about all the details of your relationship and is using them against your ex. The whole relationship with your 2 girlfriends feels like there is information missing. Maybe I'm just jealous too, but if the 2 girls gave my boyfriend a very personal and probably expensive gift, I would raise an eyebrow. I know my boyfriend would be weirded out if 2 guys gave me a gift like that as well. Is it possible that those girls also had a pattern of disrespecting your girlfriend and or you in your relationship? Maybe. How many people do you allow to disrespect your relationship, continuing to pile on OP? OP says, not really. She had a very legitimate reason to be jealous. They had a history of treating me like a brother, complete with baby talk and other nonsense that was just not acceptable. I hated it, but we tried to tolerate it for old time's sakes. Quickly got fed up after I started dating my now ex. Didn't ask for or want the table. Understood when the ex got mad. Completely betrayed her trust that night by telling them how she felt. And after the incident, though, things calmed down quite a bit and there wasn't much interaction or tension there. From what girlfriend told me when we broke up, they're a non-factor in this whole thing. They've only been mentioned because my mom brought them up. My mother most likely knows from these girls telling their mothers back when it happened, who is on and off again friends with my mother. However, since this incident happened 4 years ago today, my birthday, oh God, it is Opie's birthday today. This is...
It just keeps getting worse.
Wow.
Oh, buddy.
I'm sorry, dude.
Buddy boo.
For your birthday, you get a broken heart.
Woo.
It's obvious that my mother has been harboring a grudge for years while putting on a facade the whole time, which obviously led to distrust and a feeling of betrayal that ex-girlfriend understandably doesn't want to tolerate moving forward. Mother decided to go fishing and came up with any reason at all to dislike her, when in reality, she was nothing but supportive until I started talking about the engagement. No one else had ever gotten close to getting between the two of us. The main reason, other than my mother, that she cited to me for the breakup are that 1, I mentioned that I wanted to get engaged soon and then didn't do it. My stance is that I pushed back because I had to push my boards back a month to prepare and wanted to get the ball rolling after I was done with my test. Again, OP's in medical school, still going through a lot of exams and stuff. Then my mom did what she did and my girlfriend went away, which further delayed my plans. 2, in previous times of hardship in our relationship, I would freeze up and not know how to proceed. These instances do not involve my mother. For example, she felt like she would have to tell me how I should feel or what I should do in order to fix things, which made her feel like I didn't care enough. And she's absolutely right. I shut down during those times and just kind of accepted my fate. And like if she wanted to leave me, I was going to be incredibly upset, but I had no idea how to fight or what to say in order to keep that from happening on my own. And who the heck wants that? It's no wonder why she got fed up. A major area that I can work on is self-expression.
I do feel like OP is, yes, he was blind, but I do feel like he's
being too hard on
he's
himself,
doing yeah, but I do think he's like, at least he's owning up to a little bit of it, right?
Yeah, man. I think he's like...
But everyone's saying OP is so blind, OP is an unreliable narrator, OP is painfully unaware. Chat's against OP. Dutch Katana says, someone give me the girlfriend's POV.
I mean, hey, the other POV is always helpful, but I do feel he's on the path.
That's what I feel too.
Feel he's on the path.
Come on, chat.
Write your paragraphs in the comments. Please let me know, but that's what I'm feeling. We'll keep going. So I'm in therapy now, recently diagnosed with either cyclothymia or dysthymia. Riley, if you could help me out there, what that is. And I'm working on getting better. Luckily, the main treatment is plenty of cardiovascular exercises, and it gives me an excuse to get my lethargic, apathetic, frankly lazy butt back in the gym.
They're both mood disorders. Cyclothymia is a mild case of bipolar disorder, and dysthymia is a mild and chronic form of depression. So it's like depression and
like mild bipolar.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. I've gained 30 to 40 pounds during the relationship. Currently,
that was me, bro. I feel you, man.
Yikes.
Currently, no contact with mom for some time, who ironically posted a baby picture of me for my birthday on social media. She's fronting, just the virtue signaling going crazy. Further confirming she doesn't think of me as an adult. And also temporarily no contact with her with ex per therapist's recommendations. We'll see what happens. Just trying to stay busy, stay consistent, and focus on me right now. Edit. I'm sorry I've edited this like 5 times. Try not to leave anything out, which I did in my post by accident, but now it's too late to change because it'll be buried. And we have another update. 3. We have another one.
Sassy Sin says he's on the path, but too late to say the relationship. I agree with that, but I do think he's on the path. Like, to say that he's just like terrible and blind, like, yes, maybe he was, but I do think he's growing, which is good.
I think we're like bringing down the hammer on him too hard, not recognizing he's getting there.
How old is he?
24.
Yeah, dude, come on. Who wasn't a dumb butt at 24?
I was.
Hello.
Yeah, I do.
Hands raised.
I was like, I feel like an idiot right now.
I'm done freaking eating.
Well, we've got update number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Is it the last? We shall see. Jesus, where to begin? A number of you have probably seen my previous post. Does the bot automatically link everything, or is that only for particular flares? But anyways, this saga continues. Things are going pretty well. Still been working on some self-improvement. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to attend regular therapy. My therapist has been required to take medical leave of absence, and there isn't anyone else I can see for free that works with my rigorous school schedule. The school is actively searching for a temporary replacement. I've still been following through with his advice of frequent cardiovascular exercise for my mood disorder and went no contact with my mother and ex for a couple of weeks. I also love the exercise as like therapy. It's great.
Hey, you know what? It's the iron church. You gotta pump those weights to get the sadness out.
Yeah, I know Riley knows about that.
That's right.
Talk about it, brother.
Let's go up and pick up those chairs. Let's get our reps in the choir and Get on our knees and start praying.
That's the Riley
That's the Riley
antidepressant right
regimen.
there. Yes, sir. I went back to my hometown where my ex was staying for another month-long internship, dropped off a few of her things with a note saying why it didn't feel right to hold on to them and that I missed her. Afterwards, I had a great weekend staying with my incredibly supportive friends and avoided my mother until I picked up my dog that Sunday. Before I left that day, my mother tried to talk to me and I told her in no uncertain terms that I was unwilling to talk to her unless she was ready to accept some responsibility and take some actions to right her wrongs. She said she was, and we spoke about what happened between me and my ex and how she doesn't see how there could be a future with me if my mother continued to feel that way about her, that she had no right interfering with my relationship, etc., etc. I got an apology, but wasn't really buying it. She said she had always hoped that the woman I wanted to marry would be super close to her, since it's always just been me and my father in our family, and she's always wanted to have a girlfriend in the family. Sounds like you're just saying you wanted it to be your pick. That's what I'm reading this as.
What do you mean by that?
Because basically she's like, oh, it's such a small family. I wanted to bring one of the girlfriends into the family. I think like as in one of the friends that the family friends, and I think the mom is basically saying like, oh, I didn't pick her. So I don't like, basically the mom is not viewing her as like part of this like dream vision family unit that mom had in her mind.
The mom had it all planned out from like birth.
Yes. Total BS, OP says, because it's me who wants to marry this woman, not my mother. And what she wants doesn't really matter. Not to mention she's rarely, if ever, reached out to spend one-on-one time with my ex. Yeah, you could have had that with her. She is a nice woman.
Yeah.
It seems.
With a family.
I told her if she's really sorry, then she could write an apology to my ex, to which she agreed.
Okay. But again, I don't know if that looks good.
I don't even know.
I don't know if that's a move.
I like that. I guess she's doing something, but like, I don't like that it's this.
Yeah, no, I think this is like asking mommy to fix your problems.
And also, I feel like she's going to be like, I'm trying to move on.
Yeah.
Like this is.
Let me be with Brad and Chad.
Yeah. Oh, God. Anyways, the note I left at my ex's parents' house with her things rekindled some conversation and started making her rethink some things.
No way.
I told her that I was going to be in town again that next weekend, and, if she wanted to, we could meet up for some coffee.
No way.
She agreed.
No way we're getting a happy ending.
And
I don't believe it.
And since, Riley, you might have your comeuppance, my friend.
No freaking way.
And since she was coming off a call shift, we just went ahead and got breakfast/brunch. We talked for a long time. She feels confused, still loves and misses me.
Get out of here.
And she wants us to work, but is having a hard time seeing a way forward with everything that happened with my mother. Yes!
No. Get away,
Easy
girl.
Solution. Break up with mother. Go to wherever she is and do medical school there.
I'm dumping you, mommy, and getting a new mommy.
That's right.
Bubbles Marie, I don't want your gosh dang happy ending.
Come on, Bubbles Marie. Come on.
Bethany says, no, girlfriend. He needs to grow first. Yeah, give him a couple of years.
He is growing.
He's not growing enough yet.
Yes, he is. He's owning
He
up.
needs time. He needs time.
He's grown up, and he can, figure this out with her.
Are you ready? Are you ready? He kept putting in the work when he kind of accepted and knew that work would get her back. He wasn't doing just to show her, he's like, he accepted, I need to work on me.
I don't like it.
So he's doing it for her, but not for himself. I don't like it.
So, and that when she broke up with me, she meant it. I told her I've been making some changes and really fighting for us in the meantime, and that I want us to work too. That if it came to it again, I've already chosen her over my mother. It ended in an agreement to keep in touch and see if she can come back to the level I'm at right now with some time and space to sort out her thoughts. She's left town again for her last internship, so that's about the best we can do for now anyways. My mom tried to reach out for a normal conversation, but I stopped her short and asked her how that apology note was coming, to which she responded, still working on it, which of course means that she's either been avoiding it or had no intention of following through. I ended the conversation immediately. A couple of days later, my dad called and said that she had came crying to him, saying that no matter what she does, it won't be enough. He responded with, well, have you tried doing, anything at all?
Savage.
Have you tried that?
Savage.
Dude, daddy is letting his cojones hang. Yes, he's seriously been awesome through this whole thing. The next day, my mother says she sent the apology over. Fast forward to when my ex receives the letter and tells me and asks if I can see it. It reads the following, with names redacted, of course. Dear ex, it seems you're upset with my response and reactions to you and your relationship with my son.
Rewrite it. Try again.
Try again.
I apologize if you feel I have offended you in any way with my actions or words. We have always encouraged and valued honest and open communication with son. I have hoped hoped for a warm and friendly relationship with you as well. I am hopeful that all issues will be resolved in a positive way.
This is terrible.
Best mother. Not an apology.
0.
Sorry if you got hurt. I didn't do anything. I'm sorry that you took it the wrong way.
Hey, I'm sorry when I freaking
hate this.
smacked you in the face that it like hurt.
Yeah.
That you felt like you hurt. I'm sorry you felt that way.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
My God, I wanted to throttle her. The most insincere, at least, I don't know any other way to say it that wouldn't get flagged. The most insincere, least insightful way she could have apologized, quote unquote, with minimal effort. Clearly, she still doesn't accept any responsibility or realize that opinions don't matter and that she was wrong to act and feel the way she does. By the way, you are wrong if you think, act, and feel a way about not listening to full episodes of the show, because they're there.
They're there.
Full episodes with stories like
Right
this.
in front of your face.
Spotify, Apple, anywhere you listen to pods, search OK Storytime and get a treasure trove of 2,000 plus episodes. But, Sam and Riley.
Put them in your ear holes.
Put them in your ear holes.
Right in. Gobble them up.
We are nearing the end of our journey.
Okay.
Do we think they're going to make it? We still have a little bit left.
Nah, dude. I don't believe it.
Riley?
Dude, yes. I'm all in.
We're still there.
I'm
We're
all
still
in.
there.
I'm going to check for an update. Might not happen now. I'm hopeful.
We'll see. This is like, it's the end of the fourth quarter. We're like 20 yards from the end zone. Yeah, I know football.
All right,
kind
let's
of.
see it.
And let's see. Okay, so at this point, I've called her out on it 3 times and had some serious sit downs, but I'm clearly not getting through to her. My dad has also tried to talk to her about these things, and she tells him that this is all between me and my ex and has nothing to do with her. I'm at my wit's end, folks. My dad and I are tighter than ever. My mother is full on no contact, essentially has been since the whole thing started, barring these sit downs that we've had. And my ex and I are talking again. Only time will tell, I suppose. And we have some relevant comments. Comment number 1 says, would you be okay with your ex being full no contact with your mom if you guys got back together, if that's what she wanted? Would you be okay with remaining no contact / low contact with your mother for an indeterminate period of time under those circumstances? And having a unstoppable boundary that, should you choose to speak with your mother at all, the instant she brings up your ex, you have to tell her that the conversation is over, hang up, and or leave her presence. I'm just thinking about what might make your ex have some confidence that your mother won't be able to insinuate herself back into your life and relationship should it resume, because it sounds like that is her hill to pass away on, which is unreasonable. But that means you need to find a way to reassure her that the condition will be met going forward with you, and that I think X is a much better person to have in your life than your mom, unless your mom suddenly gets her act together. Just saying. To which Opie responds, you're 100% right. I've said as much.
Opie's taking this really well.
Again,
He's growing.
He's
on the
growing.
train. It's clear that mother has put what she wants over my own happiness, so it's up to her to make an effort to repair our relationship, not me. I'm just so over it. X is a genuinely good person and feels guilty about being the point of contention for my now strained relationship with my mother. Says that I should be able to have a relationship with my partner and my mother, and I agree, but it's my mother who's forcing me to make a choice, not X, and that I've already chosen who I'd rather have my life.
And that is where that story ends.
We leave on a cliffhanger. Did they get together? No. But is it seeming like
Is there potential?
they're getting there? Absolutely.
Potentially.
Yes.
Potentially.
Absolutely yes for potential. Bethany says, yeah, even if it's too late for this relationship, it could be good for the next, that he is still learning and growing, which is what I was saying, in that it does seem he's taking responsibility. I think for me, the big thing is he was trying to grow and improve on himself, even when he knew and accepted that wouldn't be getting the girlfriend back. He knew, like, hey, I have to, just as a person, just to grow, I need to accept responsibility for this. And I know it might not, I might not be able to leverage it to just get what I want, but I should still do it anyways. That is maturity. That to me is something. And you're freaking welcome, Kelsey Hoff, because you rock. Shout out to you. Shout out to Peyton and our whole wonderful community. Can you just give a round of applause for yourself in the chat and in the comments? Could we just clap it up for you guys being the greatest people on planet Earth? Because you are. Congratulations. You are. That's right.
Yeah, he posted a different one asking, is there anything he could do to make it work? And it just seems like they're done. And then he asked questions like, Tinder, how do I swipe? Appearing as a top pick after already being swiped. And what are some fun getting to know you dates? He's met a new woman. So
Okay.
I think the girlfriend asked, are there any new updates about the mom? And he was like, no. So that's it.
So it seems like it.
So it
at
seems
least
like it's
as
over.
of right now.
It's over.
He's on Tinder. Yeah, dude. Sorry, dude. I was
We were rooting rooting for you. Okay, well, we did kind of have an update. Man's on Tinder. He's trying to find love again, and maybe
That's
he's
true.
still growing.
Maybe he comes back with an update of like, hey, I grew as a person, and here's what happened there.
Yeah.
And that's someone new.
All right.
That was 5 years ago.
Well, I think that's where this story and this episode ends. So, if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.